This meeting is being recorded.
Fine. So last class, we have just been talking about delegates, right? Yeah. So what did I say you? A delegate is a function pointer. It's going to be a function pointer using which we can call methods or functions. Okay, you can call methods. So we can call both static also, non-static call methods also by using the concept of the delegates. Yeah, this is what we just been talked up in the last class. So finally, we defined all the delegates under one file. As I said, we can reuse them. So better define all the delegates in one file so that it'll be easy for you to check in the future whether you need to define a new delegate or can we make use of some existing delegate. For this example, say, I want to call this, see, this is the last class we defined in the last session. So here we defined a method called greetings and I want to call it by using a delegate. So before we define a delegate, what we require to do, go and verify the delegates. If any delegate matches to that particular method signature, yes, which delegate matches. So without redefining a delegate, I can use the same delegate there now. Okay, come on, let's do it. So I wanted to call this method by using a delegate. Okay, I wanted to call this method by using a delegate. Yes, so this is my delegate and you can just, what is the delegate name? Which delegate? So first let us create the instance of it. Which delegate is equals to new which delegate of, or otherwise I also said you simply said del demo 3 dot greetings. Like this also we can do the binding. Okay. Next, you can call this for multiple times based on your requirements. I just want to call the method for multiple times here, just calling it. Read line. Yeah, reusability. We have used the same delegate in the class del demo 1 as well as in the class del demo 3. Okay, now we have used the same already in the del demo 1 also. And now we used in del demo 3. Reusability. Is everything clear? Okay, so try to use the delegates, the same delegates for multiple times when the signatures matches. Don't define multiple delegates. Don't waste your time and avoid duplication. Avoid code duplication. That's one of the important thing to remember with the delegates. Okay, guys, all good. We defined delegates. We have learned how to define the delegates. Everything good. Now, I just want to explain a small thing here. Just carefully listen to me. The method, what I defined in this class is a private method. Watch, greetings. It is a, means this method cannot be reused. This method cannot be reused. You can use it only within the class, but cannot be reused. Out of the class, I cannot reuse the method. Okay? Means you defined this method for using it only in this class, only for one time. Right? You defined this method only for using it within the appropriate class. Means simply speaking, you defined this method only for one time now. To use it only for one time, that is within the class. Actually, in C Sharp 2.0, in C Sharp 2.0 version, they introduced as a concept called as anonymous methods. What is it? Anonymous methods. What is that? Anonymous method means a method without a body. I repeat, anonymous method means a method without a body. No body, no body. What it has? It has only declaration. I'm sorry. I said wrong. nobody means abstract. Na? I'm sorry, I said wrong. Anonymous method means a method without a the header means without a signature. It has only body. Reverse to abstract method. Remember abstract methods? What abstract method have? Only signature, no body. Right? Here, body will be there. Signature won't be there. Or otherwise, simply speaking, anonymous method means a method without a name. Anonymous method means a method without a name. What it contains, sir? It contains only parameters and body. It contains only parameters and body. No modifiers, no return types, no name. No modifiers, no return type, no name. What it contains? It contains only this, what I selected. Parameters to body. So something like reverse to abstract. What we learned in abstract? Only declaration, no body. But your body is there. Skipping up parameters, modifiers, return types, name. And parameters, sir, parameters can be optional. Maybe present, may not be present. Here parameters are there, but every method doesn't have parameters. Okay. So how do we define it? You define it like this. Say, let me copy only the parameters and body. I'm copying only the parameters and body. Not copying, I have performed a cut. So method is not there now. And now because the method is not there here, giving an error. Correct? So here we are provided with something called a keyword called as a delegate keyword. And whatever you have copied from there, paste it. Means what you done in the previous example, you defined the method separately and performed binding separately. Defining the method separately, binding separately. Watch. You defined the method separately and you performed a binding separately. Correct? Now both these two are combined of now. Both these two are combined. The binding and defining both are going to be in one single statement here now. And run it, you will get the same output. Are you clearer or not? So this is what we call as anonymous methods. Anonymous method. Excuse me. Can you switch it off? That one. Switch it off. Are you guys clear what I'm telling you? So what it has only a delegate keyword with parameters and name. What is the advantage, sir? Nothing like advantage, man. When you cannot use this method for multiple times, when it doesn't have reusability, why to write a method, do a binding separately and do all the this method can be used only one time in the class now. So lesser typing work. Did you understand or not? What is it? Lesser typing work. It is going to be a lesser typing work without again writing a method separately, binding it separately. What it tells is, do both at a time there. Got it or not? So what it tells you, do both at a time there. Understood me? Okay. So that is the main idea of anonymous methods here. That is the main concept of the anonymous methods. So two reasons why they ask you to define it. Two reasons why they ask you to go with anonymous method is: one, lesser typing work. Two, no need to look elsewhere for the logic. No need to look elsewhere for the logic. What is that, sir? Watch. Here, I was binding the method say hello with a del demo 1, right? Yes or not? I'm sorry. I'm binding the method say hello with which delegate. I'm binding the method say hello with which delegate. Correct? Fine. But I want to know what is the logic of say hello. If you want to know the logic of say hello, you need to scroll all the way up to see the logic in this. Right, today we have only some 10 to 15 lines of code, but imagine you have some 1,000 lines of code in this and you're trying to bind a method with the delegate, and in the future you want to see the logic of it now. You need to scroll all the way. You need to scroll all the way up to see the logic now. Did you understand or not? You need to scroll all the way up to see the logic. So to avoid this, what it tells is, if you write here, you don't require to go anywhere. The logic is present in the same place where the binding is happening now. Are you getting me or not? The logic is happening at the same place where the binding has been performed. So two advantages. One, no need to look elsewhere for the logic. Two, lesser typing work. Lesser typing work. When to use? When the method doesn't have reusability, you're defining the method only to use within that class, only within the class through a delegate. Then they ask us to perform you anonymous methods like this. Are you clear? Okay. But here we have a doubt here. What are the doubt is, sir, parameters or types are there here. Fine. But return type is not specified anywhere. Generally, method, two things are important. What are the two things? Return type and parameter types here. Parameter types we are able to find, but return type is not there. We are not able to see the return type here. Are you getting my point? We are not able to see the return type. When we're not able to see the return type, the big doubt that will be that we have in the mind is, sir, return type is missing here. What is missing? Return type is missing here. How do we know what is the return type of this particular method? Okay. And for this, the answer from Microsoft is the delegate's return type will be the return type of the method. The delegate's return type means it will take this information from the delegate here. Which delegate we used? What is the return type? So our method's return type is also same only now. See, you're returning a string only, see? Yes or not? So what it tells us, you don't require to type all these particular things. You're binding with the delegate now. I will take the delegate's return type as return type for this. I will take the delegate's return type as a return type for this. Are you clear? When this was said by Microsoft, now people started questioning Microsoft. What do you know? If you can take the delegate's return type as a return type of this particular method, why can't you take the delegate parameter type as a parameter type so that I don't require to type that also? Think yourself. You get making it as a return type of your method now. If you can do the same thing with parameter type also, I don't even require to mention the parameter type here. What do you say? Then it will become still lesser typing. Then it becomes still lesser typing. This is going to become still lesser typing. Understood the concept or not? Okay, this is what the question raised by many people. And also they said that they asked them the question. You said lesser typing work, but again, why are you asking us to type a keyword like a delegate? That is also I need to type it now. When you say lesser typing work, why again delegate keyword there? Why again parameter types there? If all these things can be reduced, it will become still simple. Are you getting me? Okay. So anonymous methods came into picture in C# 2.0 version. Anonymous methods came into picture in the version C# 2.0. In the C# 2.0, anonymous methods came into picture. Okay. Later, what happened, when there are questions raised on this, what questions? First question, why should I specify the parameter types again? Why can't you infer from the delegate? Second thing, why to type this particular delegate keyword again? So that's why in C# 3.0, what they have done is anonymous methods are still simplified. Anonymous methods are still simplified with the use of a new operator called as lambda expression. With the use of a new operator called as lambda operator. What is that? Lambda operator. What is that? Observe it. Just a minute. I'll show you. See, see here, we have defined a method called addNums to add the three numbers now. Can you, in the same way, can I have a method for multiplying the three numbers now? I'm not adding now, multiplying now. But I want it as an anonymous method, not as a regular method. I want as an anonymous method. Okay. What is the delegate? Come on, put that in the mind. Tell me how to write the logic. Calculator delegate CD is equals to delegate of int A, int B, int C. Next, write the logic. Console dot write line. What product of given three numbers is A into B into C. Okay, call it for multiple times. How many times you want to call it? Here we done a addition, and guys, watch here. You are doing a multiplication. I hope you're clear. Understood? Okay. So where did you write? You written all this code in the main only. But here, how did you write? You written these two separate methods. And after writing the two separate methods, you performed a delegate binding and called it. But here, delegate binding, defining, all are present in one place only. Okay, now? Well, put this in the mind. Now, I'm adding another class here. What is the new class? Del demo 4. Delegate demo 4. Okay, now? Fine, guys. Have a look. Let me go to the previous program. And here, we did not write separate methods. We have done everything in the main method only, right? Let me copy that as it is. Paste it in the new class. Okay, and run the new class. We get the same output because we are copying the code as it is and paste here. We get the same output now. Okay. But what I said here, C# 3.0, they made anonymous methods still simple. With the help of a new operator called as lambda operator. What is that lambda operator? See, listen. Now, when you come here, you don't require to use the delegate keyword anymore here. All of you carefully observe. You don't require to use the delegate keyword anymore. And also, you don't require to specify the parameter types. That only now we asked for. No delegate keyword, no parameter types. In the place of it, just only an operator comes into picture. That is the lambda operator. Finish. That's it. See there, we don't have the delegate keyword and we don't have the parameter types. All these things are not required. Delegate parameter types will become the methods parameter types. Delegates return type will become the methods return type. Say, calculator delegate takes 3 integers now. Here we given some name ABC. Any name you give here, no problem. Name doesn't matter. But observe it, these 3 are integers. When you put your mouse, that will tell you. I did not declare it anywhere. Where is it taking it information from? From the delegate. From the delegate is taking the information. If you give the name as XYZ also, no problem. 3 parameters. Anything you write there, they are automatically taken as integers because the delegate is taking it. And also now we are not having the delegate keyword. Only an operator came now. What is the operator? Lambda operator. Come on, can you tell me how to change it here now? First step, delete the delegate keyword. Second, delete the string. Use the lambda operator. Finish. Same output only, see. When parameters are multiple, enclose them in the braces. When parameter is 1, no need braces. Notice that? There I put in the braces because 3 parameters are there. Here single parameter, no need to use braces also. Simply parameter name, lambda expression, and write up the logic. Now tell me, is it lesser typing work or not? Yes, it is lesser typing work now. Why? I don't have the delegate keyword to type. I don't require to specify the parameter types. All these things are not required. But don't forget when to use it. Use it only when this method is defined for consumption only in the current class. I don't have reusability for the method, then only use it. If you want to use it for multiple times, you should follow the original process. What is that? Separate method, separate binding. But this should be used only when I want to use this code only for one time in my project. Only for one time in my project. I don't want it for multiple times. I want this code only for one time in my project. Then use anonymous methods. Okay? Day by day, new versions are coming of new versions of the language comes now and will make the developers work and job easy and simple. Did you catch my point or not? What is that? Day by day, new versions in the language will come into picture and makes the developer job easy and simple. You know, in the current latest in C# 6.0, in C# 6.0, they made this still simple. In C# 6.0, they made this still simple. Still simple, yes. How many lines of code do you have in the method? One line only, na? What are you watching here? The method has only one line. Each anonymous method has only one line of code now. Yes or not? One line of code in the body. Correct? How many lines of code each anonymous method has? One line. Console.write line, and the second one is written. If your method has only one line of code, curly braces are optional now. Curly braces are optional now. You don't require to use the curly braces again. And this comes under C# 6.0 version. Which one? We called as expression bodied members. What is that? Expression bodied members. C# 6.0. Okay. What happened to this? Just a minute, guys. Online students, please hold. Yes, anonymous methods should be used, not was used. Anonymous methods should be used only we are going to use it for one time in the project. Understood or not? Binding and defining with delegate keyword anonymous method. Yes. Just a minute, please. Let's see. I think there's a problem with this also. Okay. Okay, fine. So what is that? Anonymous methods. Anonymous methods are basically used only for using them only for one time in the class. When you want to use it for multiple times, don't use the concept of the anonymous methods now. Is it clearer or not? When you want to use it for multiple times, don't use the concept of the anonymous methods at all. So only for one time in the project. That's what. When they don't have reusability in such scenarios, only anonymous method should be used. Okay, now fine, well and good. So what I said you in 6.0, they still made this simplified. What is that? If the method contains only one line of code, if the method contains only one line of code, then you can skip the curly braces also now. You can skip the curly braces also now. The curly braces also can be skipped off in this context now. Is it clearer or not? Okay. So how do we do that? How are we going to do that? Okay. Just watch. I am writing one more class here. We'll name it as Del Demo 5. I will copy the code from Del Demo 4, the main method as it is, pasting it into Del Demo 5. And when you run, you get the same output because you copy pasted the same code. But what I'm telling you is, we'll use a new feature now. What is that? These curly braces are not required now because only one line of code now. Simply use a lambda operator and straight away you can write the code like this now. Understood or not? Here also. And okay, so delegate is value returning na. Array, delegate is value returning na. Means it will return a value. Because you know it returns a value, no need of using the return statement also now. Simply an operator and write the string there enough. It will return the value. Why? Delegate is value returning. Delegate is. So it is not required to specify that again separately at this case. So this is what we call as expression bodied members introduced in C# 6.2. Actually, in 6.0, this feature was first added. This feature was first added only, I repeat here, this feature was first added only to feature was added only for defining methods and read-only properties. We can use this feature only with methods and read-only properties. Are you getting me or not? So I repeat here, in 6.0, this feature was enabled for defining only methods and read-only properties. But from C#, which version? 7.0. From C# 7.0, you can use this on every member of a class. Every member of a class, yes. You can use it on methods, methods, constructors, finalizers, read-write properties, indexers, and deconstructors also. Did you understand me or not? We can use it on everything now, provided the body contains one line of code. Provided the body contains one line of code. Multiple lines are there, you can't use it. Only for one line of code. See, generally, we have overriding the two-string method in the class now. To simplify this, no need to write like this. Simply, we can use a lambda operator and you can write the code. You can write off the code now. Okay, I'll show you an example. Just watch. I'm implementing a class here, public class circle. This is my class. In this class, I'm declaring double underscore radius, constant float underscore pi is equals to 3.14f. Okay, now? So radius is an attribute of a circle and also circle requires a pi. Okay. Now see, first I want to define a constructor in the code to initialize radius. Come on, help me. Regular code, public circle double radius underscore radius is equals to radius. Underscore radius is equals to radius. Then I want to define a finalizer in my code now. What I want to define? Finalizer. How to define? Tilde circle, no modifiers and no parameters. Who said public again? Just a tilde class name, that's all. Write some code in this. Console dot write line finalizer is called. Okay, na? Next. Can I define a deconstructor in the class now? Deconstructor. And do you remember deconstructor is the reverse to constructor? Just to write the opposite code to a constructor now. How do you write? Public void. What is the method name? Deconstruct. And here what do we say? Out double radius. It's a reverse code. Here what do you write? Radius is equals to underscore radius. It's a deconstructor. Okay. Next. Can you write a read-only property? Read-only property to expose the pi value. To expose the pi value. Public float pi get return underscore pi. Pi is read only here. It should be read only purely. Cannot be read write. Okay. Next. Can you write a read write property to expose radius? Read write property. Come on. Public double radius get return underscore radius set underscore radius is equals to value. Underscore radius is equals to value. Okay. Next. Can you write a method to get to return the area and a method to return the perimeter? One method for returning the area, one method to return the perimeter. Okay, na? Fine. Public double get area. This method should return the area of the circle. How do you write? Return underscore pi into underscore radius into underscore radius. Pi r square. Perimeter. Public double get perimeter. What is the logic? Return 2 into underscore pi into underscore radius. So watch it. This class has a constructor, finalizer, deconstructor, read-only property, read-write property, methods. But look here, every block has only one line of code. Every block has only one line of code here. Okay. So this is the old style of coding. This is the old style of coding. In the modern style, we can remove all these curly braces now and you can perform this with a lambda operator. Did you understand me? How do you write in the new style? Let us see how to write the same in the new style now. Watch, copying this code as it is, pasting it below. Okay, I'll start from the bottom. You have only one line of code here now. Come on, use a lambda operator. Delete the curly braces and also delete the return also. Method is value returning. So now you need the return also. Finish. Okay, come on. Lambda operator. Both of them are introduced in C# 6.2. Okay, next. I'll go with a read-only property. What you can do, simply a lambda expression. No need to get written all these things. Simple. That's all. C# 6.2. Did you understand it or not? Simple. Pi, lambda expression underscore pi. That's all. Now, I can use it on a deconstructor also. Deconstructor also. What to do? Lambda, remove the curly braces. Got it? C sharp 7.2. Yes, the feature was enabled in 7.2. In 6.0, the feature was enabled only for methods and read-only properties. Methods and from 7.0, the feature was enabled on everything now. Come on, let's go to constructor. Okay, do it. Lambda C sharp 7.2. Here also lambda C sharp 7.2. Okay, you can use it on read write also. You can use it on read write also. Simply get lambda operator underscore radius, set lambda operator underscore radius is equals to value. This is also introduced in C sharp 7.2. Are you clear? On 6.0, we have this property, we have this feature available only for methods, read-only properties. From 7.0, all members, you can define on all members, except a indexer, I shown everything. Yes or not? Except an indexer, I shown everything in the code now. Are you clear? Okay, like this, we can just define it on all the appropriate members. This is a simplified version of the previous code. This is a simplified version of the previous code. Okay, so this is what they introduced in 7.0 as well as 6.0. So first step, 2.0, what came? Anonymous methods. 3.0, lambda expression. Array, lambda expression is not a different thing here. Anonymous methods only still simplified lambda expressions. Lambda expression still simplified expression bodied members. Understood? Don't see these three separately. All are same only. Simplification, anonymous. Still simplified, lambda. Still simplified, expression bodied members. Got it? Okay. Last class we stopped it here, guys. What? Multicast delegate. Come on, read it now. Anonymous methods introduced in C sharp 2.0. In versions of C sharp before 2.0, the only way to instantiate a delegate was to use named method. How to instantiate a delegate? By binding with a named method now. C sharp 2.0 introduced anonymous method, which provides a technique to pass a code block as a delegate parameter. Anonymous methods are basically methods without a name. An anonymous method is inline unnamed method in the code. It is inline unnamed method in the code actually. Okay. It is created using the delegate keyword and doesn't require modifiers. No modifiers, right? Name. And no, I already said you, no modifier, no name, return type. What about parameter? Parameters are optional here. Hence, we can say anonymous method has only body without name, return type, and optional parameters. An anonymous method behaves like a regular method. It behaves like a regular method and allows us to write inline code in place of explicit named method. To test this, add a new class deldemo3.cs and write the below code. Just go for writing the below code there. Yes, guys, this is what. I'm doing a multiplication here. I'm writing a string. I'm writing a string here. Understood? Huh? Okay. So like this, we have just been implemented the code now. What next? Lambda expressions introduced in C sharp 3.0. While anonymous methods are a new feature in 2.0, lambda expressions are simply an improvement to syntax when using anonymous methods. Lambda operator was introduced so that there is no longer a need to use the delegate keyword or provide the type of the parameter. No need of using the delegate keyword or provide the type of the parameters. The types can usually be inferred by compiler from usage based on the delegate. Based on the delegate, you can infer it now. To test this, add a new class deldemo4.cs and write the below code. Yeah, I copy pasted the same and I modified it. Remember? Next. Introduced in C# 6.0 and expression body definition let you provide a members implementation is a very concise and readable. Why you say readable? One line here, easy to read also. Concise, small, readable. Yes. You can use expression body definition whenever the logic for a supported member consists of a single expression. One line code. Where it is? One line code. What is the syntax you see? Member, operator, expression. Your member, operator, expression. Expression is ultimate statements. Okay. Next. Del demo 5 and I've written the code. Calculator delegate CD. See that one line. Called it. Next. Which delegate WD. Again one line. Here no need written also notice. No need to use return statement also here. That return statement also is not required. Okay now. Next. Why would we need to write a method without a name is convenience. That is, it is a shorthand that allows you to write a method in the same place you are going to use it. Understand here where you are using, there only you will write the method now. Especially useful places where a method is being used only once and the method definitions are short. Two things here. I want to use it only for one time in my project and also the code is short. It saves you the effort of declaring and writing a separate method to the containing class. Benefits are like reduced typing. No need to specify a name to the method. It's written type and it's access specifier. As well as when reading the code, you don't need to look elsewhere for the method definition. Again, you don't require to scroll up and scroll down to see the code now. It is present at the same place. Anonymous methods should be short. Short. You have 100 lines of code. Don't write anonymous method. It will be confusing. Go for normal method only. So, because say they must be concise and readable. You write 100 lines of code as an anonymous method and don't say it is readable. It's not readable. Got it or not? A complex definition makes calling code difficult to read. Support for expression body definition was introduced for methods and read-only properties in C# 6.0 and was expanded in C# 7.0. Expression body definition can be used with the type members listed in the following table. Watch. Your member supported as of method 6.0. Read-only property 6.0. Property constructor finalizer indexer deconstructor 7.0. Next. For example, below is a class defined without using. Just now I shown you. Class with the name called circle. And I defined all the things without using expression bodied members. All these things are, all these things are used without expression bodied members. Okay. Later on, the same code was re-implemented by using expression. First, initially, without expression bodied. Later, the same code below with expression body. See there. Clear? What is this? Constructor. What is this? Deconstructor. What is it? Finalizer. Read-only property. Read-write property. Methods. Okay, now. Okay. So that's the process of writing the expression bodied members. Which version? C Sharp 6.0 version. It is C Sharp 6.0 version where we just got the concept of the expression embodied members. Clear? The next topic what we are going to learn here is partial types. Partial types. What are these partial types? Actually, this was introduced in C Sharp 2.0. There's a new concept introduced in C Sharp 2.0. What exactly is this? What exactly is this what exactly is this you okay, let me ask you a question. Can I write multiple types in a single file? Yes or not? We've done it so many times. More than one class in a file. One day maximum we defined 6 classes. Figure, circle, triangle, rectangle, cone. Finally, test figures to consume all the things. Totally 6 classes you defined in single file. You can define it, no? But if I ask you a question like this, can I define a one class on multiple files? Can I define one class on multiple files? When I say this, it sounds confusing first. Sir, what is that defining one class on multiple files? Why? Array, a file is not a paper, na. You're writing notes now. I'm giving a printed notes basically. Without giving a printed notes, if I ask you to copy the notes, if I ask you to write the notes on your own now, after writing a program, I'll show the code and say, copy this in your notes now. You start writing. When you start writing, it is not sufficient in one page. Then what do? You write in another page now. Am I correct? Here, file is not a paper. If not sufficient, go to another file and write the code. When I ask a question like, can you write one class on multiple files? Can we write one class on multiple pages? Yeah, I write. If page 1 is not sufficient, I'll go to page 2 now. But can you write a class on multiple files? This sounds confusion. File doesn't have a limitation now. Why should I write a class on multiple files? Suppose if a file size has a restriction, what is that? File size cannot be more than 10 KB. Then your code is not sufficient there. Then you go write the remaining code in another file. But we don't have any restrictions like this. So what is this, sir? Writing a class on multiple files? Really, it is sounding confusing. Yes or not? But guys, they added this feature from C Sharp 2.0. They added this feature from C Sharp 2.0. What is that, you know? Class or structure or interface can be defined on more than one source file. Class, structure, and interface can be defined on more than one source file. More than one source file. How many, sir? Minimum 2, maximum no limit. Minimum 2 files. Maximum no limit for the number of files you can use. So that is the concept here. Minimum 2 can be used. Maximum size, there is no limitation for the number of things you can just define here. Understood or not? Are you clearer, everyone? Okay, so this is all about the concept of your partial classes. Have a look, I'll show you a picture. Look at the left-hand side. Look at the left-hand side. This is the traditional code what you're writing every day. Now the same thing, look on the right-hand side. The code is split into 2 files. Part 1, part 2. The code is split into 2 files, part 1 and part 2. You're writing 2 methods in part 1, 2 methods in part 2. Got it? But look at here, the class name is same in both the files. File names are different. File names doesn't matter for us at all. Class name is important. The class name is same for you in both the 2 files. And these 2 files are containing the same class only. Remember guys, these 2 files are containing the same class only. They are not different classes. That's one class only. Okay, na? Okay, and to differentiate them, we are using a keyword called as partial. To differentiate them, we are using a keyword called as partial. The partial here indicates, listen guys, the partial here indicates these two are one and the same only. Are you clearer? Understood? And you can use this feature on classes, structures, interfaces, but not on enums and delegates, because types means 5 types, na? Yes or not? On the top, what I mentioned, partial types. So don't think like you can use it on enums and delegates also. A delegate is one line here. What you'll split and write on multiple files. Understood? Huh? So on what you can use? Classes, structures, and interfaces. Classes, structures, and interfaces, but not on enums and delegates. Is it clear? Let us see practically. Let us see this practically. Let me add a code file in the project, not a class here, code file in the project. I'm naming it as part 1. Part 1. Same like this. One more code file. We'll name it as part 2. So look here, part 1, part 2. In both these two files, I'm going to write the same class. Okay. So first, namespace, oops project. Okay. And partial class, what are the name? Parts. Partial class parts. Now come to part 2. Come to part 2. Let me copy this code, come to part 2 and paste it as it is here. Now see, the same class is on present and 2 files. Sir, using that partial keyword is mandatory. Yes, it is. If you don't use partial keyword, what happened? Watch. I am removing the partial keyword here. I'm removing the partial keyword here. Part 1 doesn't have any error. Part 2 has an error. Why? What is the first one added in the code? Part 1 or part 2? Part 1. This compiler recognized a class with the name called as parts. Now when you come to part 2 is having an error. See, what is the error? You know, already the project contains a class with the name called parts. You cannot define another class within the project and namespace now. That is the error. If you read, the namespace oops project already contains a definition for already parts is there. You can't define one more. But what is your plan? Both are same. If both are same, you should tell that. Yes or not? How to tell? By using the partial keyword. The partial indicates both these two are one and the same. Now I want to define few methods in this class, few methods in that class, but finally all methods belongs to one class only. Understood me or not? So let me write 2 methods in the first part now. 2 methods in first part. Method 1, method 2. What did I write? Part 1, method 1. Part 1, method 2. Same way, let me write 2 methods in part 2 also. Part 2, method 3. Part 2, method 4. Are you clearer or not? But see guys, when I compile this code, all the 2 parts are combined up together and internally it is one single class. Did you understand me? We are telling you like this here. You are physically dividing them into multiple files. You are physically dividing them into multiple files, but logically all of them belong, it is one class only. Physically it is 2 files, but logically it is one class. I'll prove you, watch. Build the project. Remember how to build a project? Right click, build. So when you build, the code is compiled off now. The code is compiled. Let me take you to the developer command prompt. What's our folder? 7. What's a project? Oops project, bin, debug, net 8.2. That is the location now. Remember this tool? But blank face again. Shown you na? Intermediate language, disassembler. It will disassemble an assembly. What is the name? Oops project.dll. Yeah, I showed you already. You can see in this everything you defined in your project now. And here observe, you'll find only one class called parts. You don't find two. Under this only, everything will be present. What do you have? Constructor and the four methods. Every class has an implicit constructor. Na? The constructor plus all the four methods. That's what I'm telling you. Physically, they are two files, but logically, it is one only. I repeat, physically they are defined on two separate files, but logically it is one unit, but not multiple. Got my point, all of you? Yes or not? Okay, so that is how they are just defined for you here. Okay, come on guys. I will add another class here. We'll name the new class as a test parts. What is the name? Test parts. Here, I want to create the instance of the parts class. I want to create the instance of the parts class. Parts P is equals to new parts. And you observe it, when you say P dot, it will list you all the four methods. Got it or not? Say, for your convenience sake, you are writing on multiple files. For your convenience sake, you are writing on multiple files, but don't treat them as multiple classes. It is one class only, but defined on two files. At the time of compilation, all are combined up together into one single unit. There are no multiple classes here, one class only. So that's why, see, the way you are consuming the left-hand side class and the way you are consuming the right-hand side class, both are same only, man. How you consumed the left-hand side code and how you consumed the right-hand side code, both are same only. But how you define the left-hand side and right-hand side is different. There you are written in one file, here you are written in multiple files. Okay, now run and see what are the class test parts. Are you clear? What is the advantage, sir? What is the advantage? Advantage is like multiple developers can work on the same class at the same time. Did you understand me? What is that? Multiple developers can work on the same class at the same time. What do you mean by that? Actually, there is a project already in production. There is a project here, application is already in the production. And the client has asked for some changes. The client has asked you for some changes. And the client has asked you yesterday, telling that by tomorrow it should be ready. Are you getting me? By tomorrow, my changes should be ready. Most of our clients are American clients here. And our work and their work will be completely, we are working with the different time zones. Did you understand me? Yesterday he said you, tomorrow it should be ready. Tomorrow it should be ready means what? Tomorrow my working hours start early now. Array, the end of my working hour, they will start. Means we need to complete in this today. And by the time they start their business tomorrow, everything should be ready. Are you clearer or not? This is what they're asking. And for this change, what the client asked, you need to write some code now. You need to write some code in a class. You need to write some code in a class. And the lead has called a developer and assigned the task to him. And the developer said, I need 2 days to write this code. I need 2 days to write the code. 2 days are required to complete this work. But the client did not give that much time here. The client has given only 1 day time and asking you to make it ready by tomorrow. My business hours, the code should be ready now, is what the client is asking. But the developer is asking for 2 business days. Okay. So what the lead has done, the lead has broken the code into two parts. He has broken the code into two parts and said, two developers, you do this, you do this. Finally, end of the day, we'll integrate. Are you clear? But both of them should work on the same class only now. But now also it will take 2 days only. Why? First programmer completes the work and then gives to second one. Now second programmer starts working. Now also, what is the difference if two programmers come there or one programmer does it? No difference now. But if you use the concept of the partial classes, both the two programmers can work on the same class at the same time parallelly. Possible or not? First programmer is writing his code in part 1. Second programmer is writing his code in part 2. End of the day, we are going to integrate both the two things now. Did you understand the advantage? What is that? Multiple developers can work on the same class at the same time. That is the benefit or advantage of partial classes. Is it clear? Second, where do we use it, sir? I first said you, what is the advantage of it? Second, where do we use it? Actually, you use it or not explicitly. You use this or not explicitly. Visual Studio uses this partial classes extensively. You are going to use it or not going to use it is secondary. But Visual Studio is going to use this partial classes explicitly in their application, in its coding. What is it? Till now, we are building console apps, correct? When you build console apps, all the code you write manually. All the code you write manually. Guys, within another 3-4 days, we are going to jump to GUI programming. Okay? In another 3 or 4 days, we are going to jump to GUI programming. And once we go to GUI programming, put this in the mind. Along with you, Visual Studio also will write code for you. What is that, sir? Along with you, Visual Studio also will write code for you. What is that? I want to design a registration page. I want to design a registration form. If you want to design it, you need a set of controls now. Some labels to show enter name, enter password, enter email ID. Some labels, we call them as labels. You learned HTML? In HTML, you learned them already, labels. And if at all you want to take input, you need the input controls like text box, checkbox, radio buttons. All these controls are needed for you. Are you getting my point? What do you require? What do you require? You require controls, basically. You require the controls. All of you, when you learned HTML, how did you create a text box? By manually writing the code. What did you write? Input, type is equals to text, ID is equals to something, name is equals to something. Afterwards, we add some set of attributes. Style is equals to, we write some style, background color, foreground color, border style, font size, all these things manually writing now. But when you come to .NET here, you don't write anything manually. What you do, you know? Drag and drop. Drag and drop. What is it? It provides you a canvas now and a toolbox. Just like a, see, we have some windows here now. All these windows we use every day. Same way, we have a window called toolbox. This toolbox, because this is a CUI, it is not showing. But with a GUI, the toolbox will show you all the controls to you now. Text box, button, checkbox, all controls will come in the list now. What do you do? Drag a text box and drop it there. Finish. Your text box ready. Sir, no need of writing code? No need. I want a button. Drag it and drop it. I want a label. Drag it and drop it. We have a beautiful concept called drag and drop feature. Understood or not? Just like a paint. On a paint, you want a rectangle. What do? You select rectangle and draw here, rectangle comes now. But here not like that, drag and drop. Drag the button, put it wherever you want. In HTML, can you place a button in a desired position? I want a button to coming in the center of the screen now. Can I put it on the center position now? I need to use some center tag, align tags and all these things to do it now. But here, you can drag and put a button wherever you want on the screen. Got it or not? I want a button to be on the bottom of the screen, center of the screen, left side, right side, top, anywhere you want. Drag it, put it in the exact position where you want on the screen now. That beautiful concept is available for you in Microsoft's GUI development. Understood or not? Are you guys clearer with me? Tell me. Okay, so this is the advantage what you have with the GUI development in C#. Okay, but sir, if I drag and drop, how it works, sir? Because generally for everything coding is required. Without coding, how this is going to work? This will be a big confusion in our minds. Clear? Okay, no worries. Studio writes the code for you. Who writes the code? Studio writes the code. You drag and drop, Studio will write the code. But till now, you are writing the code manually and seeing how it looks. No, you drag and drop, Studio will write up the code for you now. Without coding, nothing happens here. But someone has to write the code. Till now, you are writing the code. But going forward, who is going to write the code for you? Studio writes the code. You just simply drag a button and put on the screen. Internally, it will write all the code that is required for the button creation. You want a background color for this. You don't require to do any of these things. You select your color. You select your button, and it will show you a property window. In the property window, there will be a property called background color. Go there, click on it. A color palette will open. Choose the color you want, and that becomes the background color of your button. That's it. All the things are going to be very, very simple and easy. Understood or not? Everything is going to be very, very simple and easy with Visual Studio. Okay. So who is writing the code for you? Now see, after the button is placed, you click on the button, the data should be saved to database. You click on the button, the data should be saved to database. You only should write that code. Studio won't write that code. Why? Which table, which column, which row, which database, how will Studio know that? Studio don't know. Who has to write the code? Developer has to write the code. What will Studio write? Studio writes designer code. Designer code means the code required for designing the UI is what we call as designer code. What will the Studio write? Designer code. What we should write? Business logic. Business logic. Business logic means what should execute in the background. That is called as business logic. What Studio writes? Designer code. What we should write? Business logic. I hope you guys are clear. Designer code and the business logic. Studio will be writing the designer code and you need to go for writing the business logic. So now see, along with you, Studio is also writing the code for you. Here it uses partial classes. Here it uses partial classes. Without a confusion like what code is written by Studio, what code is written by the programmer, it will define your class under two files. In one file, Studio will keep writing the code. In one file, you should write the code. But both are writing in the same class only. Don't forget again. Both are writing the code in same class. Where are you writing? In one file. Where is Studio writing? Another file. So tomorrow, if both are written in one single file, it will be confusion. What confusion, sir? Which code is written by Studio? Which code is written by developer? But now no confusion because both are writing on two separate files. Easy to understand. This is Studio generated. This is developer implemented. First one is Studio generated. Second one, but both these two things will be combined up together at the execution time. Are you clearer or not? Okay. Read it. Introduced in C# 2.0. It is possible to split the definition of a class, struct, or interface over two or more source files. Each source file contains a section of the type definition, and all parts are combined when the application is combined. Are you clear? Say, in your house, a carpenter is making a dining table. He don't build a dining table with a single piece of wood now. Yes or not? What they do, they build it in the parts. Finally, they will integrate. The legs are built separately. The body is built separately. Finally, all are assembled together and make it ready. Yes or not? It's also same only. Okay, there are several situations when splitting a class definition is desirable, like when working with large projects, spreading a type over separate files enable multiple programmers to work on it at the same time. Already I said you. Second, Visual Studio uses these partial classes for auto generation of source code in the development of Windows Forms app, WPF apps, Web Forms apps, web services, and so on. In all these areas, it uses partial classes. Picture clear na? Points to remember. First point. See, anytime in your project, if you look at the partial keyword in any file, anywhere in the project, if you look at partial keyword in any file, remember there would be another part for this particular type in the project now. Understood or not? If you don't look at partial, what is the meaning? This is present here only. But if you look at partial, what is the meaning? Another part is there for this code. Second point. Already said you this point. All the parts must use the partial keyword. On every part you said use the partial keyword now. Third point. All the parts must be available at compile time. At the time of compilation, everything should be ready now so that integration is going to be performed. Okay, next. All the parts must have the same scope here. One part cannot be public and another part cannot be internal now. Are you getting me? See here, I did not define any scope for part 1. So default is internal already, you know. And part 2 also, default is internal. But in part 1, I'm writing public. In part 1, I'm writing public. No worries, part 2 automatically becomes public. Part 2 automatically becomes public. But if I go here and say internal, it will throw you error. What error? See there, error. What is that error? Array. Conflicting accessibility modifiers. Conflicting accessibility modifiers. That is conflicting. So if you don't write anything in the second part, automatically second part is also public only. See, it's not asking again. But if you write again like internal or something, error will come off. Be careful. Okay. So did you understand the fourth point? Have the same accessibility. Fifth point. Array, you know, if I write public in one file, the whole class is becoming public now. If I write abstract in one file, the whole class is abstract now. Understood me or not? It is not a mandatory required to write abstract in both the two files. In one file abstract, second one is also abstract. Same. Next point. Again same. In one part you are writing sealed. Then the whole class becomes sealed. Next. In one file, if you inherit, that is automatically inherited for the whole class. You don't, means what it gives, it tells you, do anything you want in one file. I'll take it to the second file also. No need to do on 2 files or 3. Today 2 are there. Tomorrow 10 are there, imagine. No need to do in all the 10 here. Do on 1. I'll take it for the whole class. Next. What is this, sir? What is this? You know this already, guys. You know this already. Just watch. Here I'm saying colon imath1 interface. imath1 has 2 methods. Do you remember? Add and subtract. This is which part now? Part 1. Now I'll go to part 2. In part 2, I'll say imath2. And here we have 2 more methods. Multiply and divide. Totally 4 methods. 2 in imath1, 2, and you require to implement all the 4 methods now. Yes or not? You can implement the 4 methods either in part 1 also or in part 2 also, or you can reverse and implement. What is that? imath2 contains what methods? Multiply and divide now. I will implement them in part 1. imath1 contains 2 methods, add and subtract. I'll implement in part 2. Where you implement, what is the problem here? When at the time of compilation, well, all are combined of, you read in part 1 or part 2, file 1 or file 2, where the confusion comes now? So what is it telling is you can implement any number of interfaces wherever you want in the part. Either part 1 also we can do, part 2 also you can do. It's not restricting you. You must write only in this particular file. Where you write, I will combine of all the things together. No worries. Next. In part 1, you declared a private field. You can use in part 2 also. In part 1, you declared a private field. You can use in part 2 also. No problem. No scope restrictions comes now. Next. That is important. The final type is a combination of all parts. Last point. I already said to you, we cannot use in delegates and enums. Okay. And see, I taken 2 code files, part 1, part 2. There's a code in part 1, 2 methods. There's a code in part 2, 2 methods. Finally, test parts. I called everything now. Is that clear, all of you? I called everything for you in the test parts. Hope you guys are clear. Understood about partial classes? Because I introduced you this concept in the last, because another 2-3 days we are going to start with GUI programming. We have a concept called collections here. After completing this collections, I'll start with GUI. And once I start with the GUI, we will use partial classes there. Delegates, partial classes, all these things will come with the GUIs. We did not talk on events now. The events also will come in GUIs only. These events, delegates, partial classes, all these things will be using in the GUI. Completing the concept of the collections. Let's complete it and we'll go there. Okay? Did not understand. Threading, that is last. We'll talk. Or otherwise, okay, after completing collections, I will complete TPL and then I will start with GUI. Okay, this week, collections and TPL. Okay, you're watching multi-threading now? Okay, we'll complete, and freshly from the next week, we'll start with the GUI. Okay? Yeah, let's stop it here, guys. We'll meet tomorrow.